Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Weirdio Pod. Today we are minus our soldier boy because he is off fighting terrorists for our honor. That is just another reason you should listen, even though nobody listens anymore, and that's okay. I love you all just the same, future Luke.
Yeah, I was actually meaning to ask. So, for all the views that we get, what's our compensation that me and Anthony are getting?
You know, maybe once we're in the money.
So
You mean you,
we're
we're
doing
not making money right now?
No, we would have to have, like, ad reads to be in the money.
We're not getting hundreds of thousands of viewers.
well. This is the end of our podcast. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I didn't check, but I assumed your editing skills. All, all,
I
all the
didn't
all
check.
the
I didn't check, but I assumed.
naturally all the people that watch the sumo video would be like, oh yes. Now I'm gonna watch all these podcasts. That's how it works, right?
No. Yeah, I watched one Pro Jared video. I really liked it, so I decided
Uh,
to support Pro
hey
Jared.
man, you know what? ProJo had a rebuttal video, and I did not watch any of it. So fucking, I'm not watching a 45-minute video.
I actually watched it while I was
Fucking-
working out, so I just.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna be pumped.
I was like, oh,
This is a great
infidelity,
workout.
oh, adultery, oh yeah, oh muscles. Ooh, lying about cheating on your wife. Oh, not even mentioning the fact that you cheated on your wife. Oh,
Just sort of sweeping it under the rug after like a fucking long.
sweep it under the rug like I sweep this weight into my hands. Oh. Yeah, he literally just like said nothing about like he only talked about I sent nudes to people who blah blah blah, but he literally never talked about his wife. So
Man, he definitely got what he deserved though. Like, I feel like. Do you think the amount of shit he got was going a bit even too far to an
no, I
extent?
think you're
Like,
weird if you want to send nudes to people randomly on the internet.
cause yeah, okay, that part's really weird. But if you think about it, a lot of people gave him shit for cheating on his wife, and it's like a lot. We know a lot of people that cheat on their girlfriends and wives that get no scrutiny for it.
Oh,
And I feel like those same people were probably giving Pro Jared shit, huh?
Oh, 100%. But I mean, I don't know if I care too much about the wife thing because it could have been like not all fabrication, but like she could have been a little bit crazy. But
The solicitation of nudes
that's just
from your
weird.
fans. That's,
Okay, you know what, guys? So that this is old news. We gotta be modern. So Kylie Jenner and Kylie Jenner has broke up with Travis Scott and is now back with Tyga.
Who?
What? But she has a kid with Travis, doesn't she?
Yep.
Wow.
In other news, people are literally dying across the world.
Yeah. In
daily.
other news, Etika is still dead. It's just like
No.
make this super sad. In other news,
I think there's a lot
life is
sadder things than
meaningless.
that. I mean, his death's very sad, but I think
Wow,
our
guys, we
depths
have an
in
Etika hater here.
like,
He's not really big of a fan of Etika, so he just came out saying that. So cancel Simon.
I'm so sorry.
Mewtwo King. I told Anthony, I was like, Vish, when they're commentating. Chillin's like, wow, the king is back. And then Vish was like, Mewtwo King, more like Mewtwo King. And I was like, and Chillin was just like, good joke, Vish.
Jesus Christ, man. What the? I don't really, they try, right? Like I imagine commentary is not easy. I mean, but man,
Seems fun though.
They can make good jokes sometimes, but sometimes they make some really fucking cringy jokes, man.
Oh yeah. But like
Like I know,
they're
is
self-aware
it
sometimes.
like he
Yeah.
can make the funniest jokes, and then he can make the most uncomfortable
Yeah, I
jokes.
know, but like it's on purpose. All
Yeah, like
the Waddy one. Did you see
the
that
Smash
one?
community has very different commentary from most other community. Like it's not it's very unprofessional, I'd say.
Yeah, he was like, Waddy's used to being in tight situations. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
really tight thing he's been in.
yeah, I saw that clip. Yeah, but so you should say it for the audience, though. I guess.
uh, I thought that was great, but
Yeah, I mean, I think I prefer that kind of commentary style because when you listen to League and all that stuff, it sounds very generic and similar. You know, like you hear that kind of it. You like anyone can do that kind of commentary style, the very serious, just and not like play by play of what's going on the screen.
yeah, it's kind of like throw a computer in front of there. You might as well.
I think like it's much more entertaining when someone's trying to be funny about it. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard a guy at a local call Game and Watch's Forward Tilt Lowe's more furniture for less.
Oh, he was commentating.
He wasn't commentating, but I heard him
Yeah,
give
that
like, the
would sound good
play-by-play
in
of the Game and
commentating.
Watch, and was like, Lowe's more furniture for less.
One time,
Yeah,
I would have called this guy named Taco Pancake, Taco Waffle. I called him a burrito pancake.
You commentated, Luke?
Oh no, but if I was, I would have called him a burrito pancake on stream commentary. Easily.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I used to not be picky with commentary, but nowadays, sometimes I definitely do. Just I'm like, I'm fucking muting this.
Oh yeah, I don't really like Vic Kitty or Hazmat or something. His name is. Yeah, I think it's Hazmat.
You like Cinefy though?
Yeah, Senpai's cool. She's tight.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
That's
I think Coney is definitely like one of the best for sure.
Coney, TK, and EE all together are great.
What about D1?
I love D1, but like he doesn't commentate that much.
Yeah, what does he? Yeah, like what does he do actually?
He works for
Okay.
Twitch, so
Oh, okay. Oh, I think that'd be a nice job.
I don't know. Being a software developer for Twitch, but Twitch is under like so much backfire all the time. So it's like, would it be a nice job? Would it not?
Imagine working for YouTube. Like, imagine being the guys that implemented that new check mark system. You know how they got rid of all the
Yeah.
YouTubers' check marks, and they're gonna put content creators or something like that.
Yeah, I saw this video about how YouTube's bots work, and there's a line that once you cross it, your video is demonetized if you say a certain word, right? So like, if the word is either on one side of the line, it's in the green, or it's in the yellow, the demonetized, and it can be really far in the green and never have the probability of going in the yellow, or it could be really close to being like barely on the green, and then the next day it can be on the yellow, depending on like what happens controversial wise, or it's like can be like so far in the yellow, like a bad word that would never be monetized. And so one of the
Like, how bad of a word does it have to be?
oh, just like a cuss word,
Like-
probably.
Like, an F word would get you demonetized.
Yeah, I think so. But also the F word as well, and also just saying gay or trans would get you demonetized. Just like
What if you said trans life matter?
yeah, it would get you demonetized. So all these gay and LGBTQ YouTubers just get automatically demonetized just for talking about their daily lives and like rights and whatnot.
I've definitely heard a lot about the like the whole thing recently with the monetization, where instead of companies taking down videos, they let them keep the videos, but they just take the revenue.
Yeah, well, that's how that works. That's how demonetization works. So they don't take down the videos. What happens, or with copyright strikes, whoever copyright strikes it gets all your money, takes all the revenue from the video.
Yeah, like there are people working at jobs where it's literally their job just to do that.
Yeah, imagine like wearing a different shirt at whatever job you're working at, and then somebody's like, "I own that shirt. I get all your money now." Like, imagine that, dude. Like,
No, I know,
get
I know.
all the money
It is
for this
incredibly
shit.
fucked up, especially the fact that they're doing it to like not even that big content creators at all.
Even
Like a
if they're
lot of
doing
the
it to
people.
big content creators, it's like, dude, you're a company, or you're a music company or whatever. You make way more money than you need to be making right now by taking some YouTubers' ad revenue.
Anything to get more revenue, man.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
the company's
crazy.
way. It's all about finding those cost savings. Like literally at Altec, that's all they care about. You know, like they
It's
straight up said it's like if it they said if you're doing something that's not saving money, it's probably something that's not worth doing.
just a greedy world we live in.
That no, I mean, but
Like
that's just like
they even gave Lily Sign a TV show.
yeah. What about that? Why do you bring that up?
Well, you know how she was like, "Wow, I'm not on the Forbes 30 under 30."
Uh, Lily Singh. Let me search her up.
Her name is
I've heard.
Superwoman. On
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know about that Forbes 30. Tell me about that. I'm
So they
explaining.
came out with the list and it was like mostly men, and she was like super offended that she wasn't on it. She's like, "Why? I'm not making enough money this year." Blah 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 blah. And so it just
Was
comes
it
off
like
as like,
was it a lot of YouTubers on there or
yeah, it
something?
was like, I think it was just like a YouTuber, 30 under 30 or something, you know. And she was so offended that she wasn't on there because she's making millions or whatever. I don't know. It's just like came off as super greedy and what's
It's
the word?
like, why would you
Ungrateful.
care about that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember. You know, like Joanna, she used to be a really huge fan of her. Not so much anymore, but I remember I got her a Superwoman shirt.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, when she was a yeah, like
Well, it seems like
first year
because she's like
in
she has a talk show now. She's late night talk show, and she's like she might be the only talk show host that's ever been a woman ever. Late night.
Right. Trying to think. Does Samantha Bee not count, or is that like a different kind of show?
And Samantha be the kids say the darnest things.
Nah, not that one. She's like a she's like a late night or she's like a comedian in the same sense like Trevor Noah and
Oh, that I don't know if that's a talk show. Simon.
Yep,
Oh. Whew.
just hearing you guys talk. That yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't really know too much about her honestly, just because I watched a few of her videos and definitely not my thing at all.
yeah.
Full Frontal with Samantha Bee. I don't know. It seems like a political thing. Like those are political shows more than talk shows.
Fair enough. Like
What do
similar.
you guys watch on YouTube right now?
Yo, mama.
And that's the end of the podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a great
Anthony,
time.
have you made that joke twice?
And that's the end of the podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright.
Anthony, stick to your best jokes are your morbid jokes.
I watched this
Just
guy. I watched this guy's video on a game called Driver San Francisco. It was like the one game Ubisoft won't let you play or something like that. and
Yeah.
and he shows how it's like a really cool game and whatnot. And then his next video is supposed to be this new video. He's like, what would second person look like, right? Like, you know, there's first person shooters, there's a third person game.
Dude, I fucking watched that video, man.
Yeah, you did.
The guy when he drove, I was like, is he talking about this fucking game where he drives around in the second perspective and then he has it crash into the two vehicles crash into each other?
The thing is, it was basically another Driver San Francisco video. He made this whole, like, I don't know, the video, you guys got to see that video before, it's like 40 minutes long. But it's like, oh wow, Driver San Francisco, cool game. And then you should read the comment section of that video. It's like, nobody, absolutely nobody, this guy played Driver San Francisco.
Yo, I've noticed like a trend of YouTubers like that getting really popular though.
Yeah,
like,
just have one really
like fucking
passion.
who's the guy notorious for he takes over people's Reddit pages? He doesn't have his own, but whenever people get involved, Scott.
Okay.
Yeah. He does not cover like relevant stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, all the stuff he covers.
I just decided to play Mario Kart on the DS now.
I was like, oh, I played Resident Evil 4 for the first time, you know? Like,
I mean, Resident Evil 4 is always relevant.
What are you buying?
yeah, that's a good point. It is a timeless. Like, when I played it, I thought it was great, but I wonder if I played now if I'd still like it. I think I would.
I don't know, like, if you had to build a niche community around, like, one thing, what would you do?
A niche community.
Competition.
Not the not toxic Smash Bros. Players. I don't know.
You'd be like Omni, but you'd like be like, so this guy posted about Dark Wizzy posted about loving Mario today, so that's pretty cool.
No, I don't know. A
Posting
community?
about putting milk first and then cereal second.
And that'd be your whole video? I mean,
I
your
was trying to
whole
like add
channel?
on to your part of like non-toxic.
Oh. He put milk first and then cereal? Shame on him. No, what would your channel be about if it had to be niche, Anthony?
I feel like just random multiplayer games that no one ever really plays. Even back then. Just, I don't know.
Like multiplayer LAN or like just multiplayer?
Multiplayer, like couch multiplayer.
Cool. I like that.
Just a game show where just contestants fucking play like video games that are just
Game show. Contestants.
on the internet.
Interesting. I like that. I've always wanted to do a video on this game I played. Like the first shooter I played was called Resistance, and they had these spawn points in like a scuttle, so the thing underneath the stairs. But the thing is, there's body collision, so you can't walk through your teammate, right? So if you spawned in the scuttle, 9 times out of 10, someone was just standing in the door there. And the great thing about that game was there's voice chat, and when you would talk, your character's mouth would move. So you're yelling at this guy to get out of your way. He just stares at you, like cussing you out, and his mouth is moving.
Bro, I love games that have that, and like so many games like fucking Call of Duty. When I would be playing Search and Destroy, I'd just find someone in the corner, and then I just block them, and I'd just sit there for 2 minutes, and they would be screaming at me at the top of their lungs. Like if they didn't have a mic, they would send me a message on Xbox Live. Like I'd just wait for it. I'd just be teabagging. I would do that because I remember I used to watch a video of this guy doing it. He would make like compilations. I'm like, oh, I should try that. And people got so mad. Like, I got some great live reactions, man.
It's funny because in the Resistance game, you just had to kill yourself. Like you had to just destroy your KDR just to get out of this game. But like you weren't guaranteed because like the enemy would have to push, and I've done it to people too. But the enemy would have to push just to change your spawn, so you'd have to kill yourself and hope that the enemy was close by so that your spawn point would change. But most time it wouldn't. It was such a buggy game. You can also like go glitch out of the most multiplayer maps and just kill people from underneath. And, like,
You know, I love that about like some games. Honestly, how you can just completely fuck with people.
yeah, it's funny. It's like a social experiment, but it's like, what are they gonna do? They can't beat you up.
Like in Smash 64, playing Kirby against Anthony.
Oh yeah, good times.
Or Anthony when he plays against Cameron.
Oh yeah, good times. Or me when I play against you in Melee.
Yeah, I suck at Melee now. Holy crap.
So do I.
You suck at Melee, Anthony?
Anthony's alright. He could, if he probably had a month of Melee, he would be back to what he was.
How are you, man? I mean, have you been still playing after Smash Camp?
I actually was studying for my midterm for the longest time. And
Really?
yeah, so this crazy thing happened. So I go in to take my midterm Wednesday because that's like when we're all supposed to, and they do it online. So you're just there with your laptop, not laptop. Like she had a laptop cart, so you grab a laptop or you sign in, and then she gives you the password, and you're able to start taking the midterm. But it wasn't working. Like Canvas wasn't working, so she had to cancel the midterm, and had to make, like, she didn't know what to do, you know, like, because we didn't have time. We ran out of time. Like, it was like 30 minutes in. She's like, all right, you guys want to be able to even finish this at this point. So even though
just finish half of it and we'll come back.
It before that anyway. When I did it, so we got to. She's like, all right, well, the only thing I can do is have you take it at home and hope that you guys don't use your notes off of the honor system. Like, just don't use your notes.
Don't cheat, guys.
I was like, wow, okay. I was like, this is terrible. Like, everyone's cheating. Although I didn't cheat. I will publicly say that on the internet.
Hey, what's that?
Really?
I don't know.
You really didn't
a cheat sheet? What? I have no Anthony, what? I didn't cheat. He says as he makes hand movements.
Okay, you can go ahead and edit it out, but what did you actually do?
No, I'm serious. I actually didn't cheat. I got a 90 on the review. She basically gave us a midterm review that you could do, and it was the exact same questions, almost verbatim. And I did it twice, and I got a 90. So I just studied that, and that really helped me memorize it, and not memorize it, just know what to do. And then I made some flashcards and whatnot. But I didn't even take the test once it was live immediately. I took a nap first, so that was kind of cheating.
No, you're totally fine. No, like, I will tell you, most people will have, like, they just have a hangout session, and they'll be like, all right, you do the test first, right?
Oh yeah, like for like quizzes and stuff, but that was a midterm, so you basically
people do that for midterms.
There's no way though, like. There's no way somebody could take the there's no way somebody could take the midterm first if we are all in the same room, because we were supposed to take it all in the same room together at the same time, but it got canceled.
Yeah. But like when you did get to take it by yourself,
probably somebody.
You could meet, like, friends could meet up in a room together.
Oh, easily, and nobody would know. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what most people do.
Well, I mean, no, because most people don't get their midterms, like, able to take home.
I'm saying in that scenario because there's a lot of, like, classes, online classes, and there are a lot of scenarios in ASU, for me at least, where they're just like, yeah, here's a test, you take it online.
Really? Wow.
And it'll be a midterm. Yeah, I remember, like, a history class I had. It was 20% of our grade.
Oh yeah, this is 30% of her grade, so luckily I got
Yeah,
it
like
done without cheating. And then you have to do all your work and then take a picture of it and send it to her as soon as you finish your test.
I really feel bad for all the kids later on, truthfully, because right now
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like
like seriously.
technology is very new. It's only like anti cheat is only gonna get better. So because everyone does like the small things. No one like some people like cheat big, obviously, but a lot of people do like little cheating things, right?
Yeah,
I feel like once technology gets better, they're gonna be able to detect shit like that really quick.
for sure. I don't know where it constitutes like invading your privacy for detecting stuff like that. Like, oh, I turned your webcam on. I can
Not
see
the
you looking
webcam, but
into
maybe
your
like,
notebook.
I mean, knowing exactly your search history if you go on Chegg, because I know like some places don't like it if you use Chegg, because Chegg can have the answers.
Oh, I don't even know what Chegg is, dude.
I mean, I probably shouldn't tell you because you would probably abuse it.
How dare you?
You can literally just copy paste a question you have, and there's a very good chance that if you Google it, a Chegg question will be your first search result.
Oh, then maybe I do know what Chegg is. They probably use it
Yeah,
for.
and you have to pay like 20 or 15 a month. I
Oh,
remember
you
I
know what's
used
crazy? You can I saw this video. Like it just fuzzies it, right? So you can't see it. The answer.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw this video where somebody just showed us how to unfuzzy it.
Uh no, wait. I think that's a different one. That's
Okay.
a different class. My bad. And what I mean website. I
Yeah.
forgot what that one's called, but that one's more for essays.
Yeah.
Like it generally shows a lot of essays and textbook answers, while
Yeah,
Chegg shows a lot of
it was a textbook
online
one.
answers.
Interesting. I don't.
Yeah,
I think
like
I
so.
cheated in
For
high
example,
school a
that one,
lot.
that one website you used, I forgot for your algebra. You definitely could have just copy pasted a lot of those questions and gone it. But the thing is I honestly think for me personally, it's very helpful because the guys show you how to do the answer. Like they show it step by step, right?
Wait,
Like
what?
they because it's people at Chegg that work like tutors
Oh
that
yeah,
have
the
taken
same
the
thing
classes.
with this the site I'm using right now. It's called Newton. They it sucks because if you get a question wrong, it'll give you more of what you got wrong, so you learn, which isn't like the part that sucks. It's just like you got more work to do.
Mhm.
But you're learning, and then it'll give you videos and step by steps on how uh, they did it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like there's no reason to cheat. Like I mean, like you're just experiencing a hollow victory. What's the saying go? It's like the guy like he cheated on Sekiro, and then this
You
guy
cheated
made
not only the game but yourself.
How'd you cheat in
and he
Sekiro?
experienced a hollow victory, something like that.
I've heard that. I've heard that, but why like what happened in Sekiro?
He just modded it and beat the
Oh, like so
bosses
he could
easier.
like come back to life forever or something?
Yeah, or beat the bosses or whatever easier.
Really?
Yeah. And then somebody retweeted the thing. Like it was like a Kotaku article or something like that. The guy's like, "Why I modded Sekiro and beat the game and didn't care," or something like that. And so some guy retweeted it. And he's like, "You've not only cheated the game, but you've cheated yourself, and in doing so, you've experienced a hollow victory."
I mean, okay, like what do you guys think of that topic? Like, do you think that's okay, or do you
So
think it's like
I don't care
because
personally
the
because you own
developer?
the game. No, I
Yeah,
think if you own the game, you can do whatever you want. For speed running, I think I'm on the fence about using cheat codes. If cheat codes are in the game, I think it's okay in speedrunning. If it's modding the game, I don't think it's okay.
Oh, I don't know about that. Like,
Yep.
it's cheat codes and speedrunning?
Yep.
Are they allowed in most? I don't think they're allowed.
Cheat
in
codes
most
are
speedruns.
in the game though. You could make.
Like you
definitely
can't be
make an
put. I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched a Grand Theft Auto speedrun, but I'm pretty sure they're not like, all right, I'm gonna pull out the cheats now.
I mean, you could make an argument that they're part of the game and the developers put them in there to.
So you think that they should be
I
sped
think there
run?
should at least be a category. Or if
There
it's not
definitely can, but there's a category for everything. You could literally create an idea for a category.
I know, but I mean, at least if not, have an argument for any percent. Because it's not like, oh, I'm modding the game. It's like the developers put these in here for, the players to enjoy the game and beat the game or whatever.
You know what? Anthony's watched a lot of speedruns, so I kind of want to hear his perspective on this.
Anthony doesn't agree with me.
Like, the guy wasn't modding it to do speed runs. He was just modding it to.
Yeah, he was modding it to beat the game. Like,
No, but like cheat codes.
yeah. What's your opinion on cheat codes and speedruns, Anthony?
Sort of. It feels like it takes away from some of the spirit of completing the game fast.
I agree, but then there's games that, like Evil Genius, that are 26 hours completion time. So that's like, I'm like, and I had this conversation with Anthony. It's like, is that really a speed run? Like, if you're not optimizing it for the quickest speed, I don't know.
See, there's a lot of things like that. I've been watching this one channel. Like, I don't know how some of these things pop up on my feed, but it was Super Mario 64. There's this new trick in Dire Docks where like you have to press the A button, like
Dire what?
and it's like one of the first stages in SM64.
Are we landing Tilted Towers? Wait, Dire Swamp or Dire the costume in Fortnite?
Oh my god! Just
What are you talking about?
All right, Dire Dogs, keep going.
Yeah, and there's like this trick where you like normally you have to have a cannon and shoot the cannon up to a star. I don't know. You guys might know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, there's like a little rock right next to it that like a really sharp rock that you can actually go ascend up it, but you have to press the jump button so ridiculously fast that originally like the Japanese players that discovered it used modded controllers. And some people can replicate it by jumping tapping it so fast, but it has like such a low success rate that they officially decided not to use it. It's banned.
Oh, I was thinking of Moisty Meyer, but you're a Dire Docs. It's banned from 64.
Yeah, it's banned from like I think it's like any category or something.
Any percent.
Any of the categories, it's like not allowed.
Wow.
And another case in Majora's Mask, someone actually found out to beat Majora's Mask at a ridiculously quick time, but it like you literally have to exploit the game and you go into the developer's console or something.
Yeah.
And then you go into the end credits, and they decided to not do that as well for the NE because they said like it relies too much on glitches.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's also skill. The skill involved in perfecting the game.
I mean, I agree, but like if the game like ends and like if it's like, oh, this will make the game last 5 minutes or like 30 seconds, then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like think about Pokemon. Imagine if it was just about optimizing doing that like one trick and beating the game in a few minutes.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Like
He doesn't
the
play
original
Pokemon.
the original Pokemon games were pretty glitchy, and if you do some like certain menuing, then you can like immediately go to after you beat Blue.
Yeah.
And put in your Pokemon in the thing.
Okay, I think I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, for games that's normal speedrun time is, less than a day, I get it. Like, don't use cheats. But for a game that's like, oh, this game actually lasts 48 hours, it's like, okay, let's not do that. Like, who wants to watch that?
It's fair. No, I do not get. No, I don't get who wants to run that, man.
Yeah, who would want to run that?
Like, how much do you have to love a game to run? Like, some games really be like 48-hour runs sometimes.
Yeah, so, no. I wouldn't want to do that ever in my life.
No, you should play like a really unpopular game that just takes 200 hours to beat.
I was trying to speedrun this game, and then this guy's like, this game takes like 26 hours to beat, and I was like, what? And then I look at it, and I looked it up as like, there's a site that will tell you estimated gameplay or game, beat it completion time. Goodness, I'm just like choking on water over there.
So wait. So like, when you're gonna do the speed run, are you?
More Simon choking on water. So I was gonna do the speed run, but then I was just like, I'm not gonna stay up for 26 hours. My sleep schedule would be ruined.
No, I think if it's like
it's segmented, but I don't understand that.
It's like, yeah, if it's over a certain amount of time, you're allowed to pause it and take a break. You're allowed to take like a
Anthony,
like segmented or.
I mean, that sounds like
no, not segmented. In an actual speed run, if it's long enough, because there are legitimately some speed runs that are 150 hours, guys.
Yeah, and they'll have someone. I guess they have somebody come in for them, like the desert bus.
Yeah.
Gee, Simon, can you just not eat right in front of the microphone? Chadwick likes to listen to this, and do you remember his pet peeve?
What's is it eating in the mic?
Remember?
I'm eating ice, guys.
That's it, Simon. Canceled. Simon's canceled.
I'm sorry, but
I don't know. I think
if you're gonna cancel me, I'm gonna need my paycheck before I get canceled.
I think cheat codes should be allowed in super long runs that are super boring, and that should either just be its own percent or just be the ending percent. If some people think it ruins the spirit of the game, or if some runners, they have to be runners of the game, thinks it ruins the spirit of the game, then they could make that their rule, But if no other runners care, then it's like, I don't care about the opinions of people who aren't waiting 26 hours to run this game.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so that's like, we did the midterm. I got a 91. I kept my A in the class. It was pretty fun. And then Friday, I saw the Joker movie.
What do you think? I've been hearing a lot of mixed opinions on that.
Really?
The Joker said the word society at the end of the movie.
We live in a society.
I don't know. I was a lot more excited about Joker saying the N-word than Joker the movie.
Yeah, so those of you who don't know, Joker, there's this Joker account. It was called Countdown Till Joker Says the N-word. And it was like for 14 days this guy was doing this. And so he doesn't do it. He makes this whole awesome video about like dressed as the Joker, pretending like he's about to say the N-word. And then Too Mad, he's this big old black guy that kind of makes like well, he used to make Overwatch videos that were really funny. So now
Yeah, I
he's just, like,
remember his. I remember his Overwatch
Yeah.
videos. He had some funny
He
ones.
did. He came in and his name was the Black Man, and he stopped him from saying the N-word instead of Batman. But then that guy's account got hacked, and the hackers just said the N-word on it.
Wait, is it still like that?
Yeah. So there's
No.
this hacking group called the Chuckle Squad or something like that, and they're a Discord server and whatnot, and a group of immature kids or whatever, or just adults really, that have hacked so many people on Twitter and Instagram. They've hacked.
I just saw a single right
Yeah.
now. Fuck it. Dot.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. Anyway,
No, dude. Jesus Christ.
I know, it's just like he's the guy. He posted on his YouTube. He's like, "Do you think I was definitely?" He's like, "Yeah, I was hacked, guys. Why would I ruin a great video that he worked hard on for just typing out a word?" Very funny. I typed out a word. The video he did was great. Anyway, so the Chuckle Squad, they've hacked the CEO of Twitter. They've taken over his account even. So it's like, I don't know.
Jesus
Someone needs to stop him.
Christ. Oh, no, really did that, huh?
Huh? What? Did you just laugh at the N-word, Simon?
Never.
But yeah,
What was that? What was that snicker, huh?
Huh?
Okay.
What'd you say? What? Simon?
Why are you so loud, Luke?
Am I loud? What's the gain on this? It's not that loud. I thought you said something.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, you said, what was that snicker? Okay, I thought you said the N word.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I saw the Joker movie as well. I guess Anthony gives it a society out of 10. We live in a society out of 10. What if you were to actually rate it? What would you give it, Anthony?
Okay, I was skeptical about it, and then I saw it. I'm like, that's actually all right.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's a little weird that the Joker's 30. I don't want them to make a sequel. I think it's a good standalone movie.
Yeah.
Because how would you make a sequel with a 50-year-old Joker versus a 20-year-old man?
Wait, is it setting up to have a sequel?
It seems like it's setting up the universe of...
Do we really live in a society?
Like, the only
The
other...
end-
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. A red Honda Civic is kidnapped, a spoiler, and is coming up in just a few seconds. If you have not seen the Joker movie, avoid at all cost. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Okay, the end part where Batman's parents gets killed, that felt a bit phoned in.
Whoa!
Wow, Anthony.
You acting like you've all seen it here, huh?
Luke, edit this in. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. All right. Anyway,
You live in a society where a society movie gets a sequel, though?
yeah. So like the only way I think they could do a sequel is if they chose another bad guy and like Joker kind of starred in it. They're doing a Harley Quinn movie.
They have like a Batwoman TV show now, right?
Yeah, but I just don't know how I feel about a Harley Quinn movie either. It looks terrible. Anyway, so it was kind of really a dark movie. There's some really good death scenes, and some really good like backstory to the Joker and whatnot. But again, he's 30 years old.
He looks like a bug shirtless.
Yeah, and if they're gonna make this, crossover into the next Batman, which is supposed to be Robert Pattinson, he'll be like a 60-year-old man canonically, um, in whatever movie, and he would have to fight him quick because, like, I mean, you retire once you're 60, so like, like.
I don't know. You don't like the idea of an old Joker?
No, he'd probably be racist. I don't want a boomer Joker. Okay, boomer.
Boomer Joker. That's his canonical name. You gotta, man. You gotta appeal to the boomers.
Yeah, that's why people liked it. I liked it though. I thought it was.
Like I wonder what the kids are gonna be calling us when we're the adults.
I think we're Zoomers, so.
Are we? No, Zoomers are younger than us.
Dude, shut up, Zoomer.
Like we call Zoomers like I thought those are like 12 years old.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say, Zoomer. See, I just called you Zoomer. Worked.
I don't identify as a Zoomer at all.
You don't. Boomers don't identify as boomers. They're called it. They have to be. I don't care if you identify. It's what you are.
I self-identify as a...
Facts don't care about your feelings, Simon.
I dare you to call your dad a boomer.
Just like... I have. I've called both my parents boomers.
Wait, you have?
Yeah, they're like, yep. No, I think they're actually older than boomers, so they're like, nope.
So they're an evolved boomer?
No, they're just older than boomers.
No, they're evolved boomers. That's the correct term, Luke.
No, they're crooners, dude.
Crooners?
Yeah, that was the thing back in their time.
But did you call him a boomer in the middle of an argument?
Yeah, I just like, okay, boomer. I don't argue with my parents, Simon, unlike you. Thanks very much. Period.
Oh, I totally, yeah.
Period.
I call him, I'm like, Dad, fuck you.
Period. So yeah, I liked it. I definitely recommend seeing it. It's the first movie I've seen in like 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw it on a date.
Oh, so you didn't go by yourself,
No.
huh? A date? Who'd you go with? Who's the special lady?
So I met this girl who wears fanny packs.
Okay.
Loves Jesus.
All right, what else?
And has a really funny sense of humor.
But a devout Christian lady?
Yep. With a good sense of humor. Like, what do you guys look for when you look for who you're going to spend the rest of your life with? What traits? Like, what traits are in Joanna that you look at?
Like, it's weird because I don't really think about that too much, honestly.
Interesting.
Yeah, truthfully, like,
That's probably why you're so depressed. Joanna.
I'm so depressed because I'm not with Joanna right now, man. This fucking sucks here. God damn. No, it's nice just being by myself all day.
Amen. I was talking to someone who doesn't have a grip on themselves, like they don't know who they are. You ever meet people like that? They don't know who they are, like.
I know where they're going.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
The thing is about the four of us, if Arian was here, all of us have strong grips on who we are. Like, I'm a fanny pack wearer, Jesus lover, that, like...
I don't know. I would say for the longest time, I wouldn't really have a very good, like, self-description of myself. I would say now I do, but it took me a while to really get an identity,
Yeah, yeah.
Because I feel like for the longest time, on a lot of topics, I was so ambiguous. I was a bit I was so open to the idea of changing my perspective
Yeah.
because I wanted to keep it super open to the point where I didn't have an opinion.
Yeah.
And it's like eventually you need to take a stance, right? Like you can't just
Yeah, like abortion is
always be
bad.
neutral.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know what? I mean, you make a point about abortion being bad, so I'll listen. But now I'm just like, no, fuck you. Uh,
F you,
abortion's
Alabama.
no, yeah, abortion's completely. But that's just me.
Alright, I did bleep that out, guys, so you
I'm
don't know what he said.
sorry, all the Alabama viewers.
No, it's like abortion is beep. You don't know what he said.
Dude, whenever I think about abortion, all I can think about is when I was walking to the bus stop, right next to the store that we always used to fucking get food at.
Yeah.
Like, we would get, like, Coke bottles and share it.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember walking and this one guy was, like, handing out, like, anti-abortion posters.
Nice.
I was walking with David and he's like, oh, wow, isn't abortion just so fucking awful?
You were walking with David?
Like, the David that worked at Mod for a bit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, isn't abortion just so fucking horrible? Like, who could ever think of doing that? Like, and I remember at the time, like, I had never had anyone talk to me about abortion before.
Really? Wow.
But, yeah, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, I guess that's horrible. Who could kill, right? But then I'm like, actually, I I don't know, but a lot of people, I work with. I've been finding out a lot of very interesting things about the people I work with. I won't name names or even position or safety, but I found out one of the guys that higher than me used to be part of a white supremacy group, and he has a tattoo of them.
Wow.
Still,
I remember he was talking. Right, Anthony?
No, he's not an engineer, but he was talking to me in the office, like how his kids had a chance to learn Spanish at 3 and be bilingual, but just because he's like, this is America, that they will speak English in America. He didn't have them learn that.
Wow.
Like that'd be such a useful skill.
I mean, I had the chance to learn Spanish, but I just didn't because I just had my Mexican friends just tell me what the teacher was saying. In English.
You don't wish you kind of knew it?
Oh, I do, but I was just like lazy. I was just like not the.
Yeah, same. I mean, like I'm attempting to learn it right now for Joanna, but I just fucking suck at it. Like foreign languages is not my forte. I need to work hard at it.
I think I think you could learn anything if you work hard enough. I've barely been.
Of course.
This last few years or really a year and a half because I always thought, man, if it's just because growing up when your parents are like, wow, you're so smart, blah blah blah, you just think, oh, I could just slack off and this will come natural to me, but a lot of things require a lot of hard work.
So did your parents actually say that you were smart a lot?
Well, yeah, and I was at our schools,
see that
at our schools, they made you take this IQ test as a kid, and then if you did really well on it, they would have you have this elective called CAP. It was Creighton's Advanced something placement program or whatever, Advanced Academic Placement or academic program, and so that you'd be in that class just for being, I don't know, smart, and if you guys remember Jose Granil?
Yes.
Yeah,
he was in there too.
Yeah, he was in that class with me pretty early on.
That is a big thing that I've noticed with a lot of kids. It's like all their lives they've been told that they're smart, and so because of that, they're so afraid of doing activities where they're going to be challenged for that smartness. Because they're so afraid to look stupid.
Yeah, right? I don't know if I would ever tell my kids they're smart. I would be like, you're hard work.
Yeah, so when you're raising your kids, it's okay to occasionally say they're smart,
Yeah.
but the real thing you want to drill in is that, wow, you're a hard worker.
Yeah.
You worked really hard to get to that. Because when you say that, instead of saying they're smart, you encourage that, like, working towards it.
Yep.
The failure, because to do these things, you have to fail.
Uh-huh.
Like, you're not going to be good at first.
Oh, yeah. And that's something
And that is good that you're finding out. It's like, yeah, you can literally do anything if you put your mind to it. And yes, you literally can.
not do anything, but learn anything. Yeah.
I
mean, I
mean,
can't fly, Simon. All right, dude. I can just flap my wings, dude. Just get over yourself.
you can take an airplane. That's flying.
You can take a helicopter.
And
The helicopter's flying. I'm just controlling it. Anyway, we got like super off topic, just talking about people like knowing your identity, like knowing who you are.
Society.
We live in a society. I think Anthony's also known his identity for a long time. I think all of my main friends know who they are, and that's what like draws me to
Anthony, how would you describe yourself? Pansexual, confident,
automatically goes to sexuality.
confident, Croatian.
Just all C words. Confident Croatian killer, queen.
Whites only.
And
I think whites only. I think Anthony.
Sounded like your Tinder profile. Just to be clear,
anyway,
everyone listening in, Anthony is not like that.
Yeah, he's not.
Anthony is the antithesis of that.
You know, I actually don't think. Well, I don't classify either of you two as white when I like talk about you guys.
That's interesting. You know, like sometimes that is something I think about. I'm like, what do I identify myself as first?
For race,
It definitely can vary depending on the the audience I'm with.
Yeah, I classify, like I say, Cameron's my only white friend. So.
Interesting.
Yep. Anyway, what do you classify yourself as, Anthony? Quiet, well-mannered, gamer?
American?
Gamer. Yeah. The most oppressed class.
Oh my.
It goes jewelers, and then gamers.
Gamer for president, dude.
Could you imagine?
If that guy wins, that'd be hilarious.
I don't think he's actually running. I think he's just sort of a joke.
Really? I think he's running.
Who?
There's a guy that's a gamer for president on Twitter.
What's his name?
Gamer for president.
Ace Watkins.
Very helpful.
Anyway, one word that describes you. American. That's the word Anthony's choosing.
American, huh?
If you had to have one word identify you, Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony's definitely American. He'll be pulling up with a cowboy hat, saying howdy to everyone. Like, God, shut the fuck up, Anthony. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. Don't howdy me.
Dude, this guy still takes a horse-drawn carriage to work every day.
I know, gosh. Always wants to throw the horseshoe. Like, dude, get over it. You're not country.
You're not country.
Always listens to country music, like "Buy Me a Boat."
Yep.
Do you guys listen to any country music in our systems? Because everyone here loves country music.
I have avoided country music ever since all the people who played country music at work left.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people at Mod that like country, but you know, I've never.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, like I remember Elisa really liked it, huh?
Alyssa, Natalie.
Alyssa, yeah.
But yeah, I've never been a big fan.
You know what? Like after hearing it for 10 hours, I kind of see the appeal, but not really.
Yeah, I do like Lil Nas. He's a really good country artist. I saw this picture on Facebook. It had Lil Nas up with Tupac and Biggie. Like, oh, Lil Nas is equal, and then Snoop Dogg. No, not Snoop Dogg. Tupac, Biggie, somebody else, and then J. Cole was in there, and I was like, what kind of list is this? How are you gonna compare Tupac and Biggie to J. Cole and Lil Nas?
People, no, see, people like to do that all the time. They always like to say it's like, this
Oh, and
generation.
Jay-Z was there too, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, like J. Cole is this generation's Nas.
Yeah, I don't really like J. Cole's work at all.
I'm not like the biggest fan of his. I think he has a few good songs though. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's weird because back then he was not like a lot of people respected him, but now it's definitely kind of gotten a lot more popular to hate him.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the only rapper that's kind of avoided that is Kendrick, and I'm like, I feel like it's gonna happen to Kendrick
Kendrick
eventually.
that old?
No, he's not. But like, think of every.
They have a whole documentary on Travis Scott, dude.
Yeah, think about like all popular rappers. They're always getting like clowned on social media.
I was thinking about that. I was like, dude, Lil Yachty started the Littles. He was the beginning of the end.
No, what? Lil Wayne.
Never heard of him, dude.
You never heard of Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne was. I mean, like Lil Wayne probably wasn't the first Lil, but he's definitely the most popular.
Lil Wayne's the one that has like so many face tattoos, right? Does he have dreads?
Yeah.
Is he in that COD commercial?
He's the guy that like drinks lean all the time and has. He's literally had like multiple seizures because of his lean drinking.
Nice. What a role model.
I'm trying to get like him, man.
What else is there to talk about? I was just thinking about, I've known myself because I have such a big ego, and I don't know, I've been told who I am and whatnot. But why do people not know themselves? Why did you not know yourself for the longest time, Simon? Just because you didn't want to offend anyone? Or you?
Oh yeah, I guess a little bit of that, but just also, like, I just wanted, I thought especially when I was young, and even now, I think it is still really important to keep an open mind on things, because I just don't want to be one of those people where I'm stuck in my ways and I'm refusing to change my mind on a subject.
Yeah.
Like, if nothing else, I want to be I want to be firm on something, but I always want to have it where if someone gives me a convincing enough argument, and then
This is why you should vote for Trump 2020.
I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to give me a good enough argument for that, but you know what? Maybe it could happen. Who knows?
Wow. You heard it here, folks. I think that's where we end the podcast. Simon just said he would maybe vote for Trump 2020.
No.
I hope to see you guys next week when we have Arian. And Simon was saying no because it's opposite day. That means yes.
You know what? So Arian won't be alone. He won't be the only Trump supporter.
He has to convince you, and I doubt it.
Yeah, we'll tell Arian to come up with an argument.
Okay, so next week, Arian's going to try to convince me to be a Trump supporter.
Yeah, I shared the podcast like a while ago, and nobody's watched it, so it's just like literally nobody listens to these, so it's absolutely fine whatever we say.
this is a waste of time?
Wait, we're not getting paid?
Listen, I want to get to at least 365 episodes before we quit. You know, then we'll have one for every day of the year. For when we're old and we're in like a retirement.
That's 5 years. If we do it every week.
That's not 5 years, Simon. It's 7 years.
Wait, how many did you say? 305 or 365? Oh shit, I didn't hear that.
Wow, Simon.
I'm canceled. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll just cancel myself. No
I hope
biggie.
your employers fire you. Anyway, any recommendations from any of you besides the Joker movie? Any music or video games or?
I mean,
besides the
so
short
if you like that Joker stuff, there's they actually made a game with him.
Nope. Really? I
Like,
think Injustice 2.
They literally made a society Joker game. It's so good.
And it's called...
Yeah, he's just the main character in Persona 5.
God dang it.
My hand is on my face, just...
And Anthony, you're playing Tree Houses right now?
Yeah, Fire Emblem 3 House.
Tree Houses.
3 House is pretty fun.
Cool. All right, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I played Link's Awakening and beat it, so, you know, it was all right. It was better than Breath of the Wild, though, for sure, hands down. I'm just kidding. It's probably, like, tied with Breath of the Wild. Anyway.
Is the greatest game of all time?
Is it the what?
Are you saying it's tied as the greatest game of all time?
No. The greatest game of all time is not Breath of the Wild. But that's just like a misconstrued, opinion. Me and Anthony both agree that Breath of the Wild was all right.
I mean, what do you guys know?
We have our degrees in game reviews. I have a YouTube channel.
I saw the Joker movie.
You know what? What's your guys' favorite games then, huh?
We already done this.
I feel like we already talked about it.
We already talked about this on.
I mean, the podcast is over.
No, it's not. I haven't stopped recording.
Oh, god damn it. Fuck. I've definitely been talking like it's been over.
Well, guys, Simon just said, what is your favorite game? Leave that down in the comment section below.
It's just crickets in the comments.